Hey guys, it's Jim Edward with JimEdward.com, and today we're continuing the series of online marketing for consultants. Today I want to talk to you about WordPress and the steps and procedures, what I call standard operating procedures, to get you the most posting for the least amount of time, specifically blog posting. As I've talked about before, for consultants, blog posting is critical to let people know your expertise. And to get ranked properly in Google. All right, let's move on to the nuts and bolts of this thing. So first of all, I'm in Firefox. You can easily do this in Google Chrome. But at this top bar here, this gray bar where you see AWS Management, Pocket, and Tick, Tick is short for the Indie Consultant. I've set this up in the bookmarks menu to have a folder of everything that I need, most everything, to get started to blog post during a day. So in the morning, for example, my process, I get up in the morning sometime between 5 and 6 p.m. My objective is 5 or 6 p.m. 5 or 6 a.m. I'd get nothing done if I got up at 5 or 6 p.m. 5 or 6 a.m. and I open this folder up, and what I've done here is set up the folder for everything I need in the morning. So all I have to do, essentially, is I go over here and I right click, open all in tabs, and boop, 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 all the way across, everything here that I need to get my blog post done very quickly. I don't have to spend time searching for what was that site again, where did I go here, okay, I got to type this in. Nothing. One click and everything I have is at my fingertips. All right, first things first. The IndieConsultant.com blog posting, here we go to the admin panel. The anatomy of a blog post here, we go over the left-hand column. You've got posts, all posts, and add new. All posts obviously are just that, all your posts that you've done over the weeks, months, years, decades, etc. So add new is what we've done here. We've added a new post, and I've already preset up some of this just for time constraints. But first things first, compelling title. This is for humans. This is what attracts people to the blog post. Secondly, we've got permalink. You want to be careful. You want to pay attention to the permalink for two reasons. One, permalinks are what are read by Google, Bing, and Yahoo, the three major search engines. And also, it's what people read. They don't want to see a series of nondescript alphanumeric characters, question mark, query, etc., that looks like PHP code. They won't want to see that because they're less likely to click on it. What they want to see is real words describing what the blog post is about. So also the other thing is stop words. Stop words are things like to, and, the. You want to remove those. So it may not necessarily make complete sense as far as a sentence is concerned, but keep your career-company. That makes sense enough. People get the gist of what's going on, plus Google does too. So we've got a nice one there. I'm going to click OK. Next part of here, we've got add media and add form. Don't worry about add form. That's actually from a plugin. Add media is the next part that we'll explain in just a second. That's where your photos come from. And then we've got the copy. Now the copy here, I've gone again for time constraints, went ahead and pasted it in there. What I like to do is this, and here I'll go through the process very, very quickly. We've got Tom Randall here, who's an excellent author, but I take that and I download it, click the download button, and then here it gives me a feature, and this is something I've preset up again for time constraints. We're trying to do something quickly in the least amount of time. You want that standard operating procedure, so it's rinse, wash, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat. You don't have to do anything extra to get this stuff done. So here we go. When this thing is downloaded and opened, again, this is in Firefox, so this is how I've set it up. I've set it up to open up in either TextEdit or OpenOffice. OpenOffice is like Microsoft Word. I already have OpenOffice open, and so that way it just opened up very quickly. And there's the copy right there along with the links. What I've done essentially is I've done that. I've selected all. I've copied it. So copied, moving over here, paste it in here. It's all set to go. That's step one. So we've got our title, we've got our permalinks, and we've got all our copy in there. Works beautifully. We've got it properly formatted. Another feature here is you've got text and visual mode. I like to go into text mode. I'm a bit old school because I was trained in HTML. And so some things apply to me that might not apply to you. But in this case, I like to do text. I'll flip back and forth just to show you how it works. All right. So one thing I want to make sure that you know is once you get these three things in there, you might want to just save as a draft up in the top right. So we're just going to do that quickly. Latest draft is saved. All right. I'm going to flip back to text edit here. And well, tell you what, let's go after we publish it here. Let me go down the right hand side here. We've got status as a draft, visibility is public. That's good. We want to have that to happen, but it's not published yet. So here's another option: publish immediately. If I click on the edit page there, I can publish it immediately, or I can save it for, say, if I want to publish every Friday, but I'm working on this on Wednesday. I can go, oh, all right, 3rd of March, or the 3rd month out of the year, which is March. The 8th day of March 2014 at 10:09. That would be 10:09 a.m. This is a 24-hour clock, so 1300 hours obviously is 1 p.m. And then say if you preset that up, then you can set it for, say you do this on a Sunday, and then it posts whenever you want to, and you click OK. So for this one though, I think we're going to want to do this immediately. So now that you've saved it as a draft, there's other things, SEO. This is a plugin. Ignore that for now. We'll go to that. We'll get into that at a later video. And of course, move to trash. Click once and it's gone. There is a way to undo that, but just be careful you don't click on that. And of course, publish, which is the very, very, very last thing you do after you've done all the steps. Second part is categories. We've already preset up the categories, and this has a lot to do with keywords and key phrases. We'll get into that into another video or the existing video that you've already watched. As far as how to set up your categories, these have already been pre-set up. In this case, this article has to do with business, leadership. It's a featured article. All featured articles automatically go first page, at least how this blog post is set up. So I've set that up, and again, in another video, we'll get into categories. That's a very, very important and very strong feature as far as one, making it sense for people, and two, making sense, making it means something to Google, Bing, and Yahoo. So we've already set up our categories as far as what this article is about. You've got tags. I don't really use them yet. In a later video, we might cover that briefly, but that's not a strong, something that's really in need right now, at least for this blog post. And then featured image. So now that we've got all the text in there and we've gone overview on the right-hand side, let's go ahead and add the images. Now what I'm going to do, and this is how this one's set up. You may have something different, but for this one, I'm going to put an image at the top. Across the top, it's a thin, skinny image. I clicked on Add Media, clicked on Upload Files, select the files, got them all set here. I've already selected them. I put them in the Media Library, the two tabs at the top here. Media Library's here, and you've got two images. Keep your career post, and keep your career featured. The featured image is the large image, the post image is the skinny image that goes at the top. That's the one I want to use. Looking on the right hand side here, we've got a title, keep your career post. That's okay, leave it like that is. Then your alt text, I'm going to type in keep your career. Oh, didn't take. Keep your career. Alt text and description. Keep your career and your company. I like to mix it up a little bit between the alt text and the description. Alignment is centered. Link to media file. We don't want it to link to anything. We just want it to look nice and pretty in the blog post. And of course, the full size is 708 by 200. You have an option of doing a thumbnail or a medium size. Thumbnail would be nice also if you're wanting to put a photograph within the body copy. And then say you put a thumbnail in the body copy and then align it left or align it right, and it'll roll. The text will roll around the photograph nicely. So that's a nice feature. In this case, it's going to be at the very top. And the bottom right, insert into post. And boom, there you go. There's my HTML code. IMG SRC, short for image source. And I'm going to go over here to visual. There you go. Nicely centered. Looks really good. I like it. All right, I'm going to keep it in text mode for just a second. So just so you know, that's where it went. And so we're good there. The second image that you want to do, at least in this case, is the featured image. The featured image is this big image here that's on the home page. And I've got this one set up here. Excellent. Keep your career and your company. Keep your career featured.jpg. That's it. And then set featured image. So that goes in there. So anytime in the categories, if featured is selected in the categories, it knows that the featured image applies to it and will show up just like that. So we're good here. Let's see. Talked about categories, talked about text, talked about featured image. Scroll down here a minute. In this case, we got layout settings. We're going to keep it as is. Don't worry about that. WordPress SEO by Yoast. Excellent, excellent, excellent plugin. We'll go into that in another issue, but on another video. But just know that that's an option that you can do. Here below in WordPress, you've got revisions, excerpts, and trackbacks. Nothing to worry about here. Discussion, trackbacks, and pingbacks. We're not going to worry about that. And of course, in my case here, we've got a lot of excellent authors. We want to make sure we give the right author the right credit. So we got Tom Randall right there. He's the author. Going up the top, save draft again because we made several changes. We don't want to lose those changes, do we? Nope. All right. Cool. Now, looks like we've got most everything set up. The only other thing that I like to do is I like to choose something within the copy to highlight. Again, this is for two reasons. As one, Google reads it as something important, and two, it breaks up the monotony of paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. All right. So like I said, I want to pull something out here. Like leaders who fail to see their flaws place their opportunities for emotions in peril. Boy, that's pretty strong, isn't it? See, we're calling the emotions up here. So I think that's very important to call out. And I actually like to go a little above that quote. So if I select that whole thing and I just click B quote, bam, block quote. Awesome. A little bit too much space in there. Just want to keep it one space between each one. And then the other thing I want to do within that block quote is I want to bolden it up. You've got H1 through H6 tags typically, or H5 depending on your theme, your WordPress theme. But we're going to bolden this puppy up with a opening H2 tag and a closing H2 tag. Save draft. Now that we save the draft, didn't show up. Amazing. All right, no worries. Look at that. See, oh, this is one thing to remember, unfortunately. When you go back and forth like that from text edit to visual, visual likes to strip out stuff. So if it doesn't like what you wrote, it'll strip it out. As soon as you go back and forth to visual, you'll lose your information. So one more time with gusto. H2, opening, closing. I'm saving that draft and I'm leaving it alone, because what you see in actuality will be completely different. Well, guys, we are ready to go, and I'm going to hit that publish button and I'll show you what it looks like. Because we have in categories it as a featured image, as long as we did everything right, cross your fingers. I'm going to refresh this page. Boom, want to keep your career and company question mark. Got the nice featured image, got a picture of Tom Randall there, looking good. There's a nice excerpt, so you can either read more, or you can click on the image. You can click on the image, takes you to the same place. IndieConsultant.com, keep your career dash company. Looks good. March 8th by Tom Randall. Got it all there. Now you see that's real light. I don't like that. That's why I was adding the H2 tag. I'm going to go back and fix that. And let me show you an example here. All right. Do you play to win or do you play not to lose? Excellent article, by the way. I suggest you guys read this. See everything in bold there? There you go. That's what the H2 tag does. Makes it nice and bold. Experiment with that. Just play around. I mean, if you now here's the thing. If you publish this and you look at it and you go, oh my goodness, it's wrong. Hey, no worries. All you have to do is just go back to your post and just change it and update it. Easy as that. No problems whatsoever. All right, this is Jim Edward at jimedward.com. Take care, guys.